Well, new today in a First Alert 6 investigation, we're hearing from CN Rail about railroad tie fires happening in Council Bluffs. Take a look at this video. Now, we first reported on this Wednesday after receiving a concern from a viewer. The company says it is now cooperating with first responders to address the issue near 15th and O. Neighbors in the area tell us the fires have been happening for months. They are concerned about the fire risk to their homes and health risks from the dangerous chemicals inside the tires. In a statement, CN says in part, quote, "Safety is a core value for CN. We are working closely with police and local first responders to determine the origin of recent rail tie fires and to implement any necessary mitigation measures. As a matter of policy and standing operation procedure, CN does not burn rail tires. All used rail ties are transported off-site for proper and environmentally responsible disposal in accordance with applicable regulation." End quote. Meantime, according to neighbors, first responders were on scene last night dumping water into the pit where the ties have been burning. They tell us police were also in the area.